Okay, real quick, we're gonna go on a walkabout. I have no particular plan on where I'm going, and I have no particular topic to speak of. So I will not know when I get finished, when I get there, or what I'm gonna say. This may or may not work. Let me put on my hat and my mask and we'll turn this around and we will start walking. We are here at the provincial capital. I've never been here before. I didn't mean to come here. I told the taxi driver provincial capital, good morning. I told the taxi driver provincial capital and tried to get him to drop me off on the street. But he dropped me off inside at the guard station and they were confused when I got out with all my camera gear and walked away. Anyway, we're taking a walk. Where are we? That is the atrium. It's got the Days Hotel, Supermart. It's the Supermart everyone used to come to for foreigner food, but them days are gone because we have so much better grocery options. This store has kind of fallen by the wayside. It's still good, it's just not the only. Down here is the Friendship Arch, goes around to SM Delgado. We've walked to that part of town many times. So today we're going to walk past the provincial capital and look at this really cool piece of art, because I haven't been over here. I've been past it in a taxi. My first time to get out of the taxi and look at it. That's a pretty cool one. I would like to get a picture of it without getting killed.
I just really love this artwork. These relief sculptures. I'm not sure how well they're going to hold up to the weather, but they are just beautiful.
If you remember in our last video, I said, hey, my gimbal is acting funny. I wonder what's wrong with it. Well, today I went to turn it on and it just went tits up. I have no gimbal. We'll try and hold this steady. Now I got to carry this thing around with me and it's useless. Bummer. We are coming from the atrium and walking towards Haro. That is as much as I have planned. I do not know where we are going or what we are talking about. This is the museum. I need to come here one of these days. I've never been here. I'm unsure what their hours are during COVID anyway, but even before that, I meant to come here. When I have a topic, I usually get distracted by things like, oh, look at that house. And then I don't talk about whatever it is I think I'm going to talk about. Matter of fact, look at that house. Yeah. Well, you can't get much closer to downtown than this. They've got signs up like it's a school. I would imagine this stuff's expensive and nobody can afford to live in it. And another place I want to get to, I just have not, is the old jail. Not that I want to go to jail, but it is also a museum. It's a different museum. I'm not sure which is which. This museum I know is like Iloilo history. This one I'm not sure. This section of town actually has the handicap ramps for the sidewalk. That is a very rare thing, but as they're redoing the sidewalks here, they have been putting them in. So we hope they will continue doing so. I don't need them yet, but I know a lot of people do. You know, even as a jail, they got nice grounds and stuff. This was a nice big grounds for it. I couldn't imagine that the prison was very nice, but nice big yard anyway. Yes. Castle Chateau Hotel. Never heard of it. Don't know anything about it. And again, oh, look at the house. I love these old houses. There's a lot of these around. Most of them need some fixing up. But there, you can see the potential. Couldn't imagine how much that would cost to fix up, but boy, would that be nice when it was done. The immediate goal is to walk into Haro from downtown. We'll be going across the river. Right now we are parallel to the river. The river is out this way, and it makes a turn to go, and we'll be crossing it here in just a second.
This section of La Paz, I always just think of as part of downtown because you've still got all the government offices and stuff here. I'm wrong when I think it, but that is what I think. Most of La Paz is on the other side of the river, and it's got the boat docks and a lot of residential.
Oh, here we are at the Red Cross. I should donate blood while I'm here. I have not donated in quite a while, and I have a rare blood type. It's not actually rare like in the US, but it is here. Negative blood is called foreigner blood. No Filipino naturally has negative blood. If they have negative Rh factor, they have a foreigner in their past somewhere. And I have A negative, which is not at all rare, except here. So they do like when I donate. Generally, they tell me just to wait until somebody asks for it so they can have it on demand, because you can only give once every 3 months. And if I donate just to be donating and they don't have anyone that needs it, it can sit on the shelf and go bad. Oh yes, the River Queen. We got our little shops. Like I said, street level Philippines looks the same kind of anywhere you go. The shops along the street level, the areas, the little stores. Oh, this is the Hall of Justice. I should have got a view of it from farther away. I got married there a long time ago. The River Queen Hotel, a friend of mine told me about this. He says they've got a nice dining area overlooking the river and a Sunday brunch. Now this was pre-COVID by a couple of years. I don't know if they still have their Sunday brunch. I don't know if they're even open as a hotel at the moment. Things are all up in the air here. We are coming up on the bridge and the river, and we'll try and see if we can see the River Queen's dining area. The jeepneys are loud. Boy Scouts of the Philippines, Iloilo Council. Not sure if that's who's still here, but that's what's carved on the rock. We're coming up, see the river? There's a river. There's pretty painted bridge and a sidewalk. They're taking good care of us here. And this part of the esplanade is just being built. We're way up. They're doing good. It is low tide, so you can see the dirt here on the edges. At high tide, you will not see that. This is right where the river makes its turn to go over towards City Hall and the boat docks. This section goes over to all the condos and out in my neighborhood. Over there somewhere, we got a nice esplanade, and apparently the River Queen has a dining room that overlooks it. I don't know. We'll have to look into that one day. A friend of mine told me they had a good buffet, but mostly it was to sit on the river and drink coffee on Sunday mornings, which is probably not a bad thing either. The old Gaisano Mall. This thing is, well, it's old. It's about as old as I am. And if you go in there, it's all the old like phone stores, and it's really junky now. But you can tell this used to be this was like the mall. You know, when they built this was it, man. It's right here by downtown. movie theater, bowling alley. Bowling alley's closed. I think the movie theater is as well. This place must have been really cool when they first built it. But that was many, many years ago. And one thing I have learned about Gaisano, they come into an area that nobody has built, and they will put in the first mall, but they don't maintain it. It turns into the old mall real quick. They did that out in Otone where we lived. They put in a small Gaisano, which gave us the only grocery store we had for 5 years. And it was nice to have it. But within 5 years, it was falling apart. We were so glad when something came to replace it. It's unfortunate, but they will go in first when nobody else will go. But it's big. I mean, this is, it's like 4 stories. You got another road goes along the river, along the esplanade. Those would be some cool walks. I need to just come walk the entire esplanade one day, but that's 9 kilometers, man. We got some guys changing the lights. Oh, hello, they're waving. They're doing a good job of maintaining this. I know I said when they first were going to build this, I laughed and said they're not going to build this paved walkway. They're not going to clean the river. I was the first one to say it's not going to happen. And I will be the first one to say I have never been more wrong, and I am so happy I was wrong. And they have been maintaining it, continuing it. It's been really nice. They're taking good care of it. I got to give them credit where credit is due. I did not believe they were going to do it. It was an election year. They come out, they're like, oh, we're going to build this and do that and bring in all these jobs. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. That's election year garbage. And damn, they actually did it. I'm very happy. I'm not sure how the sound is going to pick up on this, but for me, this is really freaking loud. I hope my microphone is picking up me more than them. We're coming into Haro. Like I said, I've done this street in a taxi. And I think I've done it in a jeepney. Never really walked much of it. I think this street goes past their Central Market, or it may be one street over. I think this is between, we'll find out in a minute if we see their Central Market. And it goes all the way down to the new Robinsons. It's not new anymore, but I still call it, they call it Robinsons Haro. I call it that new one. No one else calls it that but me. I should stop calling it that. Uh-oh. After you. They honk politely because I'm not watching. I'm just filming. Rib Shack's papered off. It means they're either just coming in or just going out. Rib Shack's actually pretty good. I don't know if you can see through the glare, but I can see it's papered up. I'm gonna stop for this guy too. I'm gonna try not to get killed while I do this. That would be the goal. I'm retired and very happily so, and I have very few goals throughout the day. One of the goals is to come home alive, you know, vertical and ventilating. That's a goal, I think. At my age, we don't ask for much. Oh, okay, one street over, the Central Market's over there. We did a video over there, so I'm not going to go over there. What it is a one-way street here, this way, and a one-way street the other way. Since you are supposed to walk towards oncoming traffic, I will stay on this side. This is Andox. I used to eat at Andox a lot, but all of them around us have closed. When we were in Boracay, it was one of the few places to eat that was cheap. Wow, they turned from that lane. I was about to step in front of them. You gotta watch these cats. They will turn from they have to turn from every lane into a one-way street. That's right, I just said that. So that means I just gotta fucking go. We have a bridge here. I wish we had one going this way, because these guys are non-stop and I'm just gonna have to make a dash for it. Oh, this sucks. We'll try not to get killed. Here we go. Don't kill me, please. Woo, here we go. They're gonna get me. You just walk. Nothing you can do. It's crazy. Yeah, there should be a pedestrian bridge there. Wouldn't that be nice? Huh. Yeah. See, this was not planned at all. I don't even know where I'm going. But yes, we have a lot of these pedestrian bridges. And right here where I crossed, that would be a good place for one. Or be on the other side of the street if you were smart enough to plan ahead, which I am not, obviously. Excuse me. We're doing a little square dance because we didn't know who was going where. I may stop here in a minute and see if I can get my gimbal to work, because this selfie stick is not my favorite way to do this. There's a number of colleges in this part of town. So although they're closed now, when the colleges are open, that brings in tons more people. So there's always lots of traffic and a million kids going to school, and all the shops that take care of all the kids. This place gets really crowded, really nuts. It makes for an interesting part of town, actually. And if you remember the My Philippine Journey, Mike channel, he lived over here somewhere. I know he crossed that same bridge on his motorcycle and had an apartment over here. I've never been to his apartment. We used to hang out in the city a number of times. Ran into him in the malls all the time. Never went to his apartment, so I have no idea where he lived around here. He said it was decent enough. You know, he wasn't one that needed a big stately manor or anything. I'd go pretty simple as well. You want some aircon and, you know, decently clean. Don't need a lot. Angel's Burgers, you'll see them all over the Philippines. 29 pesos, 24 pesos, whatever it is. 50 or 60 cents for 2 burgers. They're not great, but they're 50 or 60 cents for 2 burgers. What do you want? So yeah, we eat them sometimes, especially at 3 in the morning. Well, not lately, because I'm not out that late, especially because we have a new curfew. We're not out after 10 p.m. anymore. Oh, I just saw a pharmacy. I need to stop in and check on some medicine. A subscriber asked me to check on price and availability of a medicine for him. I will do that. Not at that pharmacy, because I'm in the wrong position to get it. Well, the 2 one-way streets have come together and I'm stuck in the middle of the street. There's planning for you. We'll figure this out somehow. Whoa! Oh, this is the Rotary Club pillar. Okay. I used to be in a Rotary Club. That was really kind of fun back in the day. Watch out for that. I'm not going to show you that, but a dog left it, and I'm going to try not to step in it. It's a gift. And there's a space. From where I started, I think it's 2.5 or 3 kilometers to Robinsons. So we'll probably walk at least that far. By the time I get there, it will start being hot. It's only like, what is it, 9 in the morning now? 9:30 now. Not too bad. It's not too hot yet. Will be soon. see, there's all the Sorry drugstore. It's actually called Sorry. All the little shops are called Sorry's, but that one really is. Drugstores, little food shops. Street level Philippines, as I've said, is pretty much street level Philippines. Here, there happens to be nothing above it. Some places will have a condo above it, but what's on the street doesn't change. So as you're walking down here with your blinders on, it kind of all looks the same. Urban Inn. Never heard of it. There's a lot of little hotels around that I've never heard of. Now that looks like an actual hotel, most likely. There are some 3-hour hotels. That doesn't look like one of them. The 3-hour hotels are, of course, you know, if you just need a nap, you can go take a 3-hour nap. Right? Right. There's a lot of helpful 3-hour hotels around. That looks like a real hotel though. Small, but real. Okay, I am at the place that I found this on the map as I was looking. I did look a little bit before coming. And right here says there's a place called the Secret Art Store. And it's so secret there's no sign. And the picture is probably out of date. I don't think they're here. That's a shame. I was going to run in and get some art supplies while I was here. But it's so secret, it's not here anymore. Streets have come back together. It's only one way going past the plaza. Well, it's not their plaza, excuse me, it's their market. Their plaza is up this way, but it's one way going past their market. I have done videos at the market. Our Mother of Perpetual Help, multi-purpose, I don't know, but it's big. There's more on that sign, I just got bored of reading it. The name of this place is too long, did not read. That's terrible, I shouldn't be lazy. But I want to come up here and look past the trees and see what it looks like. Yeah, a lot of this, I've kind of gone past it, like I said, in a Jeep or a taxi, usually a taxi. But until you get out and walk it, you don't really see it. Never seen this, would not see it, because you go past it so fast. If you're in a ride of any kind, you got to get out and walk to actually find anything here. It's one of the schools. They're all closed right now, no face-to-face learning. They've just started a few back up, and each child is in their own cubicle. It's a kind of a funny picture. Their own little plastic cubicle. So I don't know how that's going to work. Wow, there's some nice looking apartments back there. Western Institute of Technology. Most of these have gone to just online. There's no face-to-face classes still. I know safety is important, but it's been 2 years, man. They've got to find a safe way to bring these kids back to school, because it's been 2 years, man. I've asked some of the kids in the neighborhood, and surprisingly, not a one of them misses school. I'm like, you ready to go back to school? And they look at me like I'm crazy, and they're like, no. They enjoy being home doing nothing. I don't know if they're learning very much, but they're enjoying it. This is also apparently, well, it's a hotel or an apartment. It just says Carey's. Because of all the colleges, there's also a lot of boarding houses here. Now, the boarding houses are not someplace I would recommend for most foreigners. They're a little rustic, a little primitive by foreigner standards. You know, quite often you're just a bed spacer. There'll be 4 bunk beds in one room. There's a common bathroom down the hall that everyone shares with bucket showers, and generally not someplace most foreigners would want to be. Wow. Talk about check that house out. Check that house out. I want a house like that. I don't think that's ever going to happen. Laundry station, because it's really hard in a place like this to do your own laundry. You can wash it in your shower. Where are you going to hang it to dry? So you bring it to the laundry station. Skate shop. Fashion boutique for the skaters. There is actually, in the esplanade, they built a skate section. It's a little skate park in the esplanade. I thought that was very cool. In the US, it would probably be a lawyer thing. You know, it'd be a lawsuit nightmare. They'd be like, nope, can't do it. Okay, this is a good place to pause and try and get my gimbal to work. There's no table or anything, but there's also not much to look at here. So if I turn off my camera to work on the gimbal, I don't think you're going to miss anything. I'm going to stop while I do it, but...
We will continue the walk later because this video got too long, but this is low tide. Check out that mud. All those houses on stilts over there, the squatter area, it's usually over the water. Low tide is crazy here. Check out these cool boats. This is the best picture I could get from the taxi zooming by, but they're 250 pesos each. Enjoy your day in paradise.